match will take. And just a reminder as well to follow the GFF on the different social media platforms, Instagram, GFF_football, the same on Twitter, and also website gff.football.com to be up to date with the latest with everything in relation to Jamaican football. So to commence proceedings here, we are joined by our head coach, Heimir Hallgrímsson, and also assistant coach, John Wall. And we will commence this press conference with a few remarks, opening remarks from Coach Hallgrímsson, and then we will get into the question and answer segment. Coach?
Yeah, first of all, welcome everybody. And sorry for this delayed press meeting. Normally, we would have done this meeting earlier. We have a game tomorrow, so it's about time that we announce the squad we are using. But the reason being is that we just had too many unanswered questions that needed solving, so we could at least answer the questions you have for many reasons, for visa issues, injuries, flight issues, personal reasons, and other things that yeah, it was kind of uncertain who could be here and from what time, etc. Some players are doing their contracts, renewing the contracts, and everybody likes to finish all things prior to the Gold Cup so we can focus on the Gold Cup. So just thanks for your patience, and we should of course start. This is a big media day, yes, for Jamaica. So the Reggae Girlz have their conference later on today. So first from us here in Austria, we wish them all the best in their campaign in the World Cup. And the same with under 23 national team, or the under 21, whatever you call the CAC tournament that is coming up for the men's. All the best. And then we need to congratulate our champions, Demario, Lamar Walker, Lamar Walker, the champion, as we call him, for bringing this prestigious trophy to the parish of Saint Anne. So congrats to them. The same for a few of our players. Michael Antonio winning the European Cup, players winning promotion to the Premier League, like Amari Bell, and then others, Leon and Pinnock winning the right to play in the European Championship next season. So a lot of players doing well for Jamaica that in this season. So we are here now in Austria, playing 2 games against Qatar tomorrow and Jordan on the 19th. Really good facilities we have here, and good opponents in Qatar and Jordan. So we feel there is a good vibe among the players. Everybody is ready, and what we have felt, me and John contacting players, there's a lot of interest now in Jamaica. There's a lot of players expressing their wish to play for Jamaica, both those who have played before and also players that have not been before in the national team. So I think there's a wind, there's a tailwind, like we say in Iceland. There's a tailwind, so we should use that advantage in the years to come. So we have already seen the squad. You've already seen the squad that we have here in Austria. We planned when we came, or before, we already planned to have the full squad we wanted to go and take to the Gold Cup. But for a lot of reasons, we saw that early on that we would never be able to have all the players here. So we needed to adjust. We brought in some young players that we wanted to see, both for the future and for the national team at the moment. But there is some noticeable absentees in this squad list. First of all, Michael Antonio, So he played the final a week later. It was a small celebration as well afterwards. So we decided to give him a much needed extra week because he played 1 week longer than other players. So that was a decision we took with the medical team at West Ham and himself. He played a lot of minutes in the end of the season, so he needs to be fresh for the Gold Cup. Bobby Reid, Leon Bailey had some injuries in the end of the season, and there was a request and a recommendation from the medical team to give them at least an extra week or until the 20th when we go to Chicago, and we accepted that reason, so they will join us in Chicago on the 20th. Ethan Pinnock, his wife gave birth 2 days ago, their 4th child, a girl. Everybody is feeling good and upbeat, and he will join us in Chicago. Damien Lowe picked up an injury last game, was taken off after 12 minutes in the first half. And we've been monitoring his situation. He got a scan 2 days ago, an MRI, and he has a grade 1 muscle injury. Should be okay for the Gold Cup, but we take it day by day, and we are in contact with their medical team. So that is maybe the most notable names that are missing. Kemal Lawrence as well, didn't have the Schengen visa, so we decided he would just meet us in Chicago. So don't think I need to talk more about this. So we just jump into the questions. If you take over, Simon.
Thank you very much, Coach. So if you have a question, we kindly ask that you indicate with your hand. You'll be identified, and of course you'll get the opportunity to ask Coach a question. We have about 10 minutes in terms of this Q&A section, and then of course the preparation continues with the coaching staff ahead of tomorrow's clash against Qatar. So you may raise your hand if you'd like to indicate to ask a question, and then we'll commence proceedings. Okay, let's start with Tigat from Sports Down the Middle. You may unmute and ask either Coach John Wall, assistant, or head coach Hallgrímsson your question.
Yes, good morning, Coach. Good morning, assistant, and good morning, Simon. What about the other players that you didn't mention their name, like the Demario and so on? Will these players be joining you for the Gold Cup, or we have to just wait and see?
So I heard you mention Demario Gray. His papers are not 100% sorted. We hope that he will be ready. And we kind of don't want to talk about things that are not 100%. So we'll just hope and see if he'll be ready. But let's say it's looking good, but nothing is certain until it's certain. So it's looking good.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Tigat, do you have a follow-up question, or we can proceed?
You can proceed.
All right. Thank you. Let's now move to Emil Smith. You may unmute.
You make it bigger.
Yes. Hello, good morning.
Yes, morning. Go ahead.
Hearing me? Okay. Good morning, Coach. I have a few questions. First one being, how do you encourage innovation and creativity within the coaching staff, and what strategies have you been implementing to foster professional growth and development among the staff members?
Well, I have my methods of coaching. I pick the coaches or the staff members I pick them for the reasons that they will add something to and know something and are better than me in areas. So that is one way of growing, is to add in people and persons that both on the pitch, but also off the pitch, that will give something extra to the squad. We have a lot of meetings, probably. The staff members have never had as many meetings as we have had. So we try to discuss things, get the best solutions out of every problems. So we talk about everything, how we can improve, not now, but also in the future. So I think just to be open about, there is a lot of solutions to solve. I think that is probably as